So what should you do if your book is getting great reviews, tons of downloads, but zero client appointments? Here's why most business books fail to convert and how to write a book that targets the exact person who's ready to hire you. Hey, I'm Michael DeLon. I'm founder of Paperback Expert. We've helped more than 250 business owners become best-selling authors and grow their business over the past 13 years. And here's something that I've learned the hard way. A great book isn't the one that gets the most applause. It's the one that gets the most appointments. If your book speaks to someone who's just becoming aware of their problem, you're going to attract curiosity, not commitment. But if your book speaks to someone who's actively looking for a solution, that's when you get appointments. Let's start with the foundation, the 4 stages of buyer awareness. Every potential client is at one of these stages, and what they need to hear is completely different depending on where they are in their journey. Stage 1 is unaware. At this stage, people don't even know they have a problem. They're going about their day, completely obvious to the issue you solve. Your job here isn't to sell, it's to wake them up, to help them see something they didn't realize was there. For example, if you're a financial advisor, an unaware prospect might be happily contributing to their 401k without realizing they're paying hidden fees that will cost them hundreds and thousands of dollars later in retirement. Stage 2, problem aware. Now they know something's wrong. They feel the pain, they're frustrated, but they don't know what the solution is. They're searching for answers, but they're not sure where to search. The same prospect might now be thinking, I feel like I'm making progress toward retirement, but I don't know why. Stage 3 is solution aware. At this stage, they know what kind of solution exists. They understand there are financial advisors who can help. They're searching options. They're doing their research. They're comparing approaches. They're trying to figure out who's a right fit for them. Now they're thinking, I need a financial advisor, but I don't know how to pick the right one. And stage 4 is ready to buy. This is a hot prospect. They know the problem, they know the solution, and they're ready to hire someone to help them. They just need to choose who, and that who should be you. They're thinking, I need a financial advisor now. Who should I call? Here's the critical part. Each stage needs a completely different message. And if your book speaks to the wrong stage, you'll attract readers and not clients. So how do you choose one stage and build your whole book around it? Now, most business owners make a huge mistake here, and they try to write for all 4 stages at once. They think, I'll start with the unaware people, wake them up, educate them, and then by the end of the book, they will be ready to hire me. It doesn't really work that way because people in different stages don't read the same book in the same way. An unaware person isn't picking up a book about how to choose a financial advisor. They're just not there yet. A ready-to-buy person doesn't want to read 200 pages about why they need help. They already know that. They want to know how you help and why they should choose you. So here's what you need to do. Pick one stage and write your entire book for that stage. If you're targeting problem-aware prospects, your book should diagnose the problem in depth and introduce them to the idea that the solution exists. If you're targeting solution-aware prospects, your book should compare approaches, explain your methodology, and position why your way is best. And if you're targeting ready-to-buy prospects, well, your book should overcome final objections, showcase proof, and make it crystal clear how to take the next step with you. You can't really do all 3 of those in one book very well. You have to choose. And here's how you choose. Ask yourself, at what stage is someone most likely to hire me? For most service providers, the answer is solution aware or ready to buy, because that's when they're actively looking for someone like you. Objection chapters or education chapters. How do you know which one to write? Knowing when each one belongs in your book is critical. So now let's talk about the structure of your book. Because once you know which stage you're writing for, you need to know what kind of chapters to include. Education chapters or objection chapters. Education chapters are for earlier stage readers. They teach concepts, they explain frameworks, they introduce ideas. These are great for problem-aware or solution-aware prospects who still need to understand the landscape. Objection chapters are for later stage readers. They address doubts. They overcome resistance. They answer the questions someone has right before they hire you. If your book is targeting ready-to-buy prospects, it should be mostly objection chapters because they don't need education, they need reassurance. They need to know, will this work for me? Can I trust this person? What happens if I say yes? But if your book is targeting solution-aware prospects, you'll have a mix. Education chapters to show them your methodology and objection chapters to overcome their hesitations about moving forward. The mistake most people make, they write an entire book of education chapters, and then they wonder why nobody books a call with them. It's because education doesn't create urgency. It creates interest, but interest doesn't book appointments. Overcoming objections does. So look at your current book idea or your outline if you're starting fresh. How many chapters are teaching? How many are addressing objections? If it's all teaching, you're writing for too early of a stage. And if you're going to attract applause, not clients, then your book's going to fall flat. Let me give you a litmus test. If your book idea is too early stage, here's what will happen. People will read it and say, wow, that was so informative. I learned so much. And then they'll do nothing. They'll share it with friends. They'll leave 5-star reviews and they'll send you a nice message, but they won't book a call with you. They won't become clients because they're not ready yet. Your book educated them, but it didn't move them to action. And that's the telltale sign. Applause without appointments. On the other hand, if your book is written for the right stage, solution aware or ready to buy, here's what happens. People read it and think, this person gets me. This is exactly what I need. How do I work with them? They might not leave as many glowing reviews. They might not recommend it to as many people, but they'll reach out, they'll schedule an appointment with you, and they'll become clients. And that's the whole point. So ask yourself, is my book designed to educate the masses, or is it designed to convert the ready? If it's time for the former, you're going to get a lot of nice feedback and not a lot of revenue. If it's the latter, you might have a smaller audience, but they'll be the right audience and they'll be ready to buy. Here's the final piece of the puzzle. You don't just choose a buyer stage based on where most people are. You choose based on who's most profitable for you to attract. If you're a high-ticket service provider, you don't want to attract unaware prospects. They're not ready to spend money. They need months of nurturing. You want solution-aware and ready-to-buy prospects. People who already know that they need help and are just trying to choose who to hire. But if you're building a movement or a long-term brand, maybe you don't want to write for problem-aware prospects. You're playing the long game. You're willing to educate for months or years before they convert. There's no right or wrong answer, but you have to be intentional here. Ask yourself, who do I want reading this book? And more importantly, when do I want them to read it and schedule an appointment? If the answer is when they are ready to hire me, then every chapter should be moving them closer to that decision. So if you're ready to write a book that doesn't just get downloaded, but actually converts readers into appointments, into paying clients, we can help you. If you're curious what that might look like for your business, click the link below and book a free consultation with me. Let's make sure your book is positioned to attract the right readers at the right stage so you get more appointments and not just applause. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Send it to somebody else who might benefit from it, and be sure to watch the next video.